also true that with, you have a lot of people that will happily criticize. And I found this is funny that because out of interest, I have 17,500 connections on LinkedIn, but only about 17,000 followers. So about 400 people unfollowed me, which at the first you think, well, actually, what am I doing wrong? But actually in the typical kind of bell curve, you're always going to have people that actually resonate with you. And, there's probably the same 15 people that like every single post, and I know who they are, and I will be asking them to kind of interview on this. And then, there's going to be people that kind of just don't like you or don't get you or think you talk too much. But the thing, especially since I've kind of been working for myself, is that as someone that does have to pay their own bills, if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't go to events, if you don't do podcasts and do video and do graphic design or whatever it is, you're not going to make any money, and you're going to lose your house, and you're not going to pay your mortgage. And it's not a great situation. So actually, we need, and people need to almost, it is hard to kind of look past and stop worrying about what other people think, although it is daunting. But actually, I'd love to be able to kind of, part of this is almost, I want to talk to people that do their own thing, who've kind of overcome the hurdles. And again, so I only started 6 months ago, but actually people, to make the jump is very brave. And, I almost bottled it a few times to take a job instead. But actually, after I did a post after the first month, I had about 50 people reach out to me and say, oh, I've always wanted to do the same. I wish I could do it. How did this work? How did that work? Have you registered for VAT yet? That kind of thing. And it's almost, I think you do need outliers to almost help other people make the jump if they want to, or especially at the moment, their current source of income might stop. So actually being able to pick people like my brains, your brains, whoever, I think is actually really kind of valuable. I don't know if you want to kind of expand on that.
Absolutely. Being able to chat to people about their ideas and just, surrounding yourself with the right people is really important. Sometimes as well, you'll meet people who aren't your biggest fans. And I've had that, people I really respect and trust and who are very good in their industry. And I've maybe not had the nicest feedback from them personally, but it's helped me to see a different perspective. So you do need to have people who will tell you the difficult stuff, but also definitely surrounding yourself with people. So I was very fortunate. I was made redundant last year, around this time actually, just started my business, and I didn't know what to do. I was starting a new course, an MBA in September last year. So I had a series of months where I needed to think, what can I do during this time? And so I thought, I've got some skills, maybe someone would pay for them. Let's just see how a business might go. And I didn't really put that much thought into it. I just kind of jumped in, which is an interesting way to approach it. But I think going forward, anyone I work with now, I do advise to put more strategy into it.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate.
It's a chat that we've had. Sorry to jump in. But it's the whole essence of what today is. It's fail fast, because it was only, I think 2 weeks ago, I thought, I've seen people do live streams, but again, it was one of those things. You always have to put your own nuance on it. So what actually used to annoy me was on my LinkedIn feed every day, Joe Blogs is live. And actually it was annoying is what it was. And the last thing, you ever want to do is piss off your customers. So part of the reason why I thought, well, actually, I don't want to do that. On the company page, I'll just link to YouTube. So a lot of people will say, I know it's better to live stream across all the platforms all the time. I don't want to be that guy that's in people's face. But you have to put your own nuance on it. And it's something that you'll always have experts who'll tell you how you should do marketing, how you should do podcasting or whatever. But you almost have to, find your own feet and fail fast. So actually part of me wondered and worried that if this was an absolute shitstorm or just a disaster, okay, not ideal, but next week it'll be better and I'll fix it and I'll learn how to do this, this and this. And then actually I'll tell people what happened just because it'll help them, because then, that's how you kind of build trust with an audience is almost, a lot of people have seen me for 10, 12 years online. Some of it was pretty shit, and I admit that. And actually a former boss told me recently that he didn't like what I did in the former job. He thought it was too self-promotional. But, that was one of the, as you say, the kind of tough learnings that, I took it, and I do always listen to what people say. I don't always, I always take it on board, but I don't always just take it verbatim, just because you have to kind of forge your own way.